Joanna here, and today I'm going to be watching episode 5 of The Chosen, season 4. I have a new box of tissue just in case. But this is episode 5. 3, 2, 1, egg.
Whomever of you is Andrew, step forth. Me.
Andrew's just like, me. He didn't say who it was from or what it could be. Well, I guess he doesn't know.
I did receive a gift of gratitude from Fatia, the Nabatean leader in Decapolis after defeating.
And what was Andrew's name first?
He's so focused on that.
Kill us.
Why would they put it in an expensive box? Oh, maybe it's Yusuf.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
But you know the value, Matthew. You know how to get a good price for it.
I thought we all agreed that Judas would handle the money.
I have. Just bring me back whatever you can get for it.
We trust you, man.
Go, Matthew. You can do it. Jewels?
Lapis lazuli, amethyst, carnelian, jasper.
Valuable? Beyond rubies.
This will do nice.
They said it again. Beyond rubies.
With you. And the coins?
Judas, take the coins and put them in the purse.
Can do.
What's in the purse, though?
What are you waiting for? Go. And let's make these gifts from Joanna go a long way.
A little bit.
Go.
It's good that they have enough teamwork now that they can just, like, split up.
Some to eternal life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
I don't know how anyone can refute that. Metaphorical language. Amid the dust of the Gentiles. Awakening refers to the coming of Messiah. When Jews will...
But you guys are all just assuming here, you know?
While those who reject the Messiah will be put to shame.
It's funny, he's interpreting it, but he's saying that their interpretation is wrong.
Therefore, be careful to do the commandment and the statutes and the rules that I command you today. God's will is that we carry out his decrees here today. Not in some imagined next world, but this one.
Yeah, it's true.
Reading of the prophet Daniel is both dangerous and distracting. If all your work is only to receive a reward in the afterlife, it makes you blind to the realities of the one you're living in right now.
How would you respond to the accusation that the Sadducees' wealth and social status make your interpretation all too convenient?
Your class is so comfortable in this life. Why should you worry about the next one? Ordinary Jews live lives of such discomfort that the hope of a better life in the resurrection is what they have to cling to.
And you, Rabbi Zebediah, you decline the daily Sanhedrin feasts?
Dara, you are to address his interpretation, not his status.
Hypocrites. Both of you accuse interpretation.
We are both provided for. The point remains, as much as you'd like to ignore it.
It feels like having
please,
someone
take over.
who's like,
Rabbi, get down.
because they're from the same place.
What are you doing here?
Aw, look at that. And it would be nice to have Yusuf beside him. Like here, he would be able to help him be closer to Jesus.
Whatever means necessary to lay hold of our seats. You used bureaucratic triangulation. I used Mayava.
Why does my way sound worse?
What matters now is that we are both here. The only question that remains is what we will do with our new positions.
Fair point. Although, I thought I did know what I came here to do.
Wait, you're like confused now.
Not so sure.
What has changed?
Let me show you around.
It's nice though, because they have, now he has a friend with him.
There's eyes everywhere and documentation and records for visitors.
After Joanna's gift, we do have enough to stay at an inn. Perhaps several to spread us out and avoid suspicion. We could put them in a disguise. Use fake names.
Fake names? And violate the 8th commandment?
9th.
Ooh.
He's right, John. 9 is the 9th.
Ooh, Matthew.
Anyone tried to contact Nicodemus?
We do not know his heart or his intentions.
I spoke with him, John. He had an open heart.
Yep. Yeah, I went to see Nicodemus. I was watching The Mummy the other day. And he was there.
We will not go directly into Jerusalem tonight, but we will stay over with Lazarus and his sisters. And I'm eager to see my Ima.
Ooh, we haven't seen Mary for a while, too. Jesus is really fast. Like, he made it there already?
Jewish citizens!
What's your problem?
Everyone remain calm.
Disarm yourselves and leave your bags. You're carrying ours now.
Why?
Law, a soldier can force a Jew to carry his things.
At random.
There is a legal limit, a maximum of 1 mile and no further.
Master, this is humiliating.
We will comply with dignity.
Nathaniel.
What must it be like? Walking around all day with no medal weighing your head down? Ever have helmet hair?
It's okay.
You too. You. I think that...
I'm not made of straw, Matthew. I can carry it.
Aw, Matthew.
Hurry along, rats!
Rats! With nice hats.
So are they not supposed to carry their other stuff then?
Master, let me take that. You should not have to. No. It is no more unsuitable on my head than any of yours. We both know that is not true. Thank you for your concern, Judas.
You know, the small things. Like Judas, he just can't take that people are doing this to Jesus, and Jesus is like, I'm no different than you guys. Like, they can put this on my head as much as they could do with yours.
I got you. It's not that I'm humiliated. I am. It's that I'm so murderously angry they're doing this to him.
And this is just Jesus carrying their stuff. They're gonna do so many things to Jesus. Doesn't make it easier.
Which one of you does this belong to?
I never could have imagined a moment like this.
He said to submit.
And he's gonna follow.
The painful irony of some of his teaching.
So hard. So hard. And look at Judas! Ah!
You know what the holy man who performed the circumcision say?
What?
The pay is lousy, but we get to keep the tips.
Okay, that was funny, but it was
The
witty.
mile marker. In your entire lives, I bet you've never been so grateful for the enshrined Roman law.
We know this has been an honor for all of you.
Stop here!
Jesus still going?
I said stop!
The destination is that outpost a mile ahead, yes?
And he's gonna carry it for them.
We're only permitted 1 mile. By coercion. There's no law against citizens assisting you the rest of the way of their own volition. My friends,
But
if anyone says anything, say that we offered.
What? It's like, if somebody takes your cloak, what was it? Or like, what was it? Oh, gosh, I feel so ashamed not remembering right now. Judas, stop that. Stop it.
Rabbi, what are we doing? Why would we just help Romans?
Do this.
Because Jesus is being kind.
By the sermon on the Chorazin plain.
Good. Whenever you are troubled, think back on my message.
Which message?
Maybe, let us take back the helmets. So there's no confusion at the outpost.
If you like.
Like, look, already he's being softer with his words to Jesus, and he's like kinder. Like, look at that. Earlier, they were just being mean and making fun of them because they could, right? But now it's like, okay, they don't...
If anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him too.
Yeah, that's what Jesus said. But look at them. Because now they've spent so much time together, it's kind of like, okay, I help you, you know. What kindness can do.
When we're gonna call how the governor to punish us.
Ah, Jesus. I don't know. Why is that making me so emotional? Jesus is just so amazing. I cannot.
And labor, Sabbath and festival observance, it depends what you came here for.
I came to make a difference.
He came for Jesus.
Happens.
I'm trying to help you. Yusuf, you come from a prominent business family, and yet you chose to work among the common people in rural Galilee, where there's no room for intellectuals like us. But at some point, you decided...
What?
Youthful, righteous posturing.
It was not posturing.
Youthful idealism. You decided to grow up.
Don't insult me.
So, Jesus...
But now they have to walk back and get that.
Mile? It's actually 3. 2 to come back and get our stuff.
It's a miracle it's still here. That's right. I'm very proud of you.
Aww.
I know how hard that was for you. But you all did so well. Now, on to Bethany.
He's just so admirable.
Wait for it. I think we're at the right place.
At last! Come, all of you, this way!
Hi, Mary.
And Martha.
And why is my dearest Martha hiding in the house?
My lord. Rabbi, please pardon the state of the house.
It's fine.
What is the meaning of this? Barge in here unannounced with these people?
Lazarus.
Distressed?
Lazarus, we were just passing through and thought we could...
But you thought this was an inn? Huh? Do you know how busy I am? The nerve.
They're best friends, that's why.
Crash, but I guess I thought wrong.
They're so cute.
Oh, we got him. Good to see you, my friend.
See you.
You should have seen your face. Come, join us.
Smells delicious.
Mary's just so happy to see Jesus. And then you have Martha who's like, oh, this and this and this.
How's your vineyard holding up?
It's been especially dry as of late, but we're managing.
What's the going there for waters and pruners?
Why? You need a job?
Not working for you, that's for sure.
The way he said that.
Yeah.
For denarius.
Yes?
I'm disappointed. I thought you were shrewd.
I'm a generous man.
That you are. That reminds me of a story.
And Mary's like, what story? What story? Tell me, what story?
The kingdom of heaven is like the master of a house who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard.
You make it sound so simple.
And going out about the 3rd hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And to them he said, "You, go into the vineyard too, and whatever is right, I will give you." So they went. Going out again about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, he did the same. And about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing. He said to them, "Why do you stand here idle all day?" They said to him, "No one has hired us." He said to them, "You, go into the vineyard too." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the laborers, pay them their wages, beginning with the last up to the first." So when those hired at the 11th hour came, each of them received a denarius. Now when those hired first came, they thought they would receive more. Each of them also received a denarius. And when they got it, they grumbled at the master of the house, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you've made them equal to us, who've been here all day in the scorching heat." He replied,
That's not what you were promised to have.
"I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? It belongs to you. And go. I choose to give to this last worker the same. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or do you begrudge my generosity?" So, the last will be first, and the first last.
Wait, hold on.
The ones who worked the hour were paid the full denarii? That's 12 times more than what they were owed.
Sounds to me like the owner of the vineyard was getting cheated.
Is the kingdom of heaven unjust?
I get it.
No, everybody gets it.
Through earthly eyes, I suppose it looks unfair. But I didn't say the kingdom of this world. I said of heaven. It's a different calculus, where people are not measured by what they deserve. Thank you. This looks delightful.
Would have been better if I didn't have to do it all alone.
Better?
Yes, better. More befitting of someone as important as you. I didn't notice my sister has left me to serve alone. From the moment you got here, she hasn't done a thing to serve you. She's completely ignored everything I've been doing to make all of you comfortable, and it's clear that she's not going to notice how hard I'm working on her own. The only thing that could change it is if you tell her to help me.
But she's listening to Jesus, which is what he wants.
Martha, Martha, please, sit down here with me.
How can I sit? Only half your followers have been served. We can discuss this later. I'm sorry.
I know, but I want others to hear this. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You've done a wonderful thing. You are anxious and troubled about many things, and it is not for nothing. Hospitality will always matter, and I am grateful for what you have done.
It's what you deserve, and more.
Your intention is well-meaning.
That's how Judas looks as well.
One thing is truly necessary. The best way to serve me is to pay close attention to my words. That is the priority. That is what your sister has chosen. It is a good portion, and it will not be taken from her.
Taken?
The food, the servings, they are wonderful. But they'll pass away with the rest of this world. My words, they'll never pass away. Mary has chosen to feast on something of eternal value. I want you all to hear this clearly. I do not rebuke Martha, Acts of service are beautiful. Action is good. You're doing what you thought was expected of you. And what you do is valuable. And Mary probably could have helped a little. But listen, I don't want you distracted from being able to be present with me and the friends that I have brought. I'm inviting you to something that is better. To sit at my feet, listen carefully to my words, and devour them as a meal more nourishing than actual food. I definitely don't want to waste Martha's amazing food, so if you all got the lesson, thank her and eat.
Marta. Thank you, really.
Marta.
Thank you, Marta.
Wonderful, Marta.
I love how he talked about the lesson and what she might be doing wrong or thinking wrong, but still appreciates what she does and lets everybody know, right?
Knock a little bit of mint and lemon into the dough.
Jesus like, so good.
Who didn't get any?
You just had one.
No.
No, over here first. Over here first.
It was a small piece.
It was a small piece. I love that. I can't remember if it was in the scriptures that Mary actually apologized for not helping. Because that's a thing too, right? She could have helped, but she's just saying this is a priority. But yes, I agree. She could have helped, We could have helped. Ooh, Lazarus. I guess they're gonna go to Jerusalem first. He's gonna die. And then it takes Jesus like 4 days to come back. I mean, to go there and actually bring him back to life.
They've run out of wine.
Oh my gosh, you're funny.
So I've heard. Ow, Ima.
Ow.
Hair still knots like it used to.
I see you're still not as gentle about it.
Me, don't you forget it.
As long as you don't lick your thumb and wipe my face again, I'll be fine. Uh-oh.
No need.
It was important to learn the uncertainty of poverty.
It did prepare him for like doing his mission now.
They are poor in another sense. Their way of understanding, listening, of faith. Destitute, I'm afraid.
That bad?
He's so frustrated.
Positions of prestige on my right hand and left, in glory. They take offense when I show humility and deference to the powers of this world, instead of, I don't know, turning the Roman soldiers into
They're only human. What did you expect?
also human.
Darling, I changed your swaddling clothes when they were soiled. Believe me, I'm aware.
I know, like he's also human, but can always strive to be just like him.
Is yes, the very human feeling that no one understands this. By no fault of their own. They're simply incapable. I speak the words of my Father in heaven, and the religious leaders call it blasphemy.
Ugh, that must be so frustrating.
Some people just generally take it the wrong way. My own followers say they agree. But then they act in a way that makes it seem like they've never absorbed a word that I've said.
I feel so guilty. Unfortunately.
Son?
Bitter.
What?
It's a bitter answer to a bitter question.
It's nice that he gets to talk to Mary about this, at least. Have someone to talk to.
I do. At times.
Remember when your father taught you how to cut a dovetail joint? He didn't do it by telling you a story.
He showed you how to do it.
Cypress, oak, sycamore. These obey the master's hand. But human hearts, that's another story.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try. Being direct, I mean.
I tried it recently.
And they still didn't get it.
I told them exactly what was going to happen. It didn't even register.
Say it again.
The human desire to avoid difficult news sometimes makes one deaf.
Because they don't want you to die.
True. You'll figure it out. Come on, let's go inside. I want to see how Simon is doing.
He's Peter now.
Really? Like Abraham to Abraham.
Kind of.
He's Peter now. Aww. Is this where he rants?
I never thought I'd see you again. Did everything fall apart?
Just passing through Bethany.
Oh, make yourself at home.
Oh, sorry, I should have knocked.
Heard his fame and infamy are spreading wildly. Shouldn't he be amassing an army, not getting run out of backwater towns in the North Country?
I'm newer than the others, so my opinion doesn't count for much.
Well, he could learn a lot from you. He clearly does not understand the importance of perception in business.
Because it's not a business.
Among religious leaders is a problem. They're threatened by him.
Not just religious leaders. I heard one of his followers was murdered by a high-ranking Roman. True or false?
That was a terrible, tragic accident. It was the praetor himself. He was punished and demoted for the incident.
They kill one of our citizens, and they get a stern talking to. Can you imagine if we laid the finger on one of them? I mean, we're going to find out, because that has to happen pretty soon, right?
No, that's not what it is. Change your mindset.
It is?
Look, Adad, he is the Messiah. No question. He heals people, he works miracles. His teachings are like nothing anyone's ever heard before. You said so yourself, remember?
So why don't you sound convinced?
Because you want him to be something else that he is not.
That crowd was enormous.
Because you guys are business minded.
Every heart, and therefore held all the strings to every purse. All he would have had to do was ask.
They would say that's what makes him great. No one can call him a charlatan or a con man. Which is more than I could say for myself.
for needing to eat.
I admit, I don't understand what we're doing.
Just talk to Jesus about it if you're confused.
Not moving much quicker?
Why does it have to be
trying
quicker?
to learn.
You can really see the struggle happening inside of him.
I'm grateful for the apprenticeship. But now I'm trying to use what I've learned to help the group.
And are you being compensated for your specialized skill?
There is another. Exquisite skill in bookkeeping, but he won't go near it. He was a tax collector.
Guilty conscience.
You're one to talk.
If you are the only one qualified and willing, then you deserve a stipend for your specialized work.
That's not how it works!
It's just good business to take a small portion and put it in a bank where it can collect interest.
Jesus has a parable about that, actually.
In favor of interest?
Yes, very.
Then you have all the confidence to know that you're doing what he wanted you to do.
I didn't...
Then why are you here? Outside of looking confused?
He wants to see you.
And embarrassed. You are angry, Judas.
Yes. My understanding is shaken. I know nothing except that he's the one true Messiah.
Hold on to that.
King of Israel, to sit on David's throne. And he called me.
And called you with a purpose. Until you figure out what, you can at least make sure that you have resources to keep the mission going, so that when he takes this Davidic throne you speak of, you are the natural choice to be Secretary of the Treasury under his regime.
They all think that he's gonna have this empire and that his followers would take up seats.
I didn't think that far ahead.
They gave you complete fiduciary responsibility.
That parallels to what's going on with the Sanhedrin. People buying their seats.
You need to get paid,
So
and
they
he
think the same way.
needs to lead.
Ah, Judas. Go to Jesus.
Jesus is the future king of the Jews. Then help him act like it. That's what he's got you there for.
I mean, it's frustrating because I know what's gonna happen. And I know what they're thinking is not gonna happen. Yeah, like, what's the difference between them and the Sanhedrin if that's what's gonna happen, right? Based on your merits and, like, kind of like buying your seat to be closer to Jesus. Like, what's the difference between that and this?
Did you choose Capernaum?
To be among the Galileans, the common people, away from my family house in the upper city here.
Very noble. I'm impressed. It calls to mind the story of Samuel going to Bethlehem to anoint one of the sons of Jesse, the next king of Israel.
Oh, I feel like I know this. Yes.
In for Samuel to see.
And
You'd
yet.
be surprised what you find in the small, obscure places.
Indeed.
I actually remember reading that. What?
The death of Jesus of Nazareth.
What?
Surely you encountered him in Capernaum.
Of course we have, but...
He's making enemies everywhere, for good reason.
What does that have anything to do with the borders?
They sent a delegation to Jerusalem to lobby for his deposition and prosecution.
Heard there were citizens moving to prosecute.
They claim his actions led to the death of a man's daughter. They're definitely moving to prosecute. He makes Jerusalem nervous. And someone in Pilate's confidence is said to have been at an event at the Decapolis in which he broke bread with heathens.
Rome is taking him seriously now.
If he is arrested or even punished by death due to our efforts, it'll draw attention to our cause.
Forgive me. I'm a bit surprised at how casually you're speaking of the...
Capital punishments only allowed in temple grounds? And when was the last time the Sanhedrin even carried one out?
He has also claimed to be the Son of Man. The politics of our decisions aside, this is no innocent man.
Blood on your hands does not always equate to wrongdoing. Sometimes the results can be just.
No.
Nazarene continues his efforts, the nation will practically thank us.
Shmuel. Yusuf is a follower.
That was too many olives.
Take care.
He's gonna keep some of it. So now he's starting to steal. Oh no. No! I think one thing that I really appreciate about The Chosen is it has series. So it's a long story where they can delve into the characters and like give them a little bit more, or kind of like give them more story. Of course, some of this is not Bible accurate, or like in a way it didn't, like the text did not say this happened, but like, you know, like the books cannot contain all the stories because there's so much of it. So things happen in between, but it's kind of nice to see the disciples have more story to them, so then they feel more relatable or more human as compared to reading their names in the Bible. Especially for Judas, because everybody knows Judas as like the one who betrayed Jesus. He's the one who like gave Jesus up to the people to kill, basically. But he's a disciple, and it's something that always makes you think, like, if he's a disciple, he must be good, but how come he betrayed Jesus? But here they're showing like bits and pieces all over the place, you know. Every season there's like a little bit more that kind of gives you an idea on how it developed from from him being this person who really admired Jesus and who was inspired by him to someone who would actually betray him. And I'm not saying that this would in a way justify what Judas did, because it won't. He betrayed Jesus, but we would be able to see how it developed and where it's coming from. So it's almost like a lesson for us to see that, like, if that's happening to us, like the early signs, you know, maybe try to like catch yourself and be like, no, I shouldn't be doing this, because he has these questions, and like Haddad said, he is angry. There's like so many emotions there, but he's not telling anyone about it, not even telling the other disciples, which might be a little bit easier maybe for him because they're kind of like friends, but also hard because he's like the last one to join. But I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think I've seen him actually go to Jesus and talk about what he's been feeling. You know, there was that small conversation between him and Z when they were like washing the clothes, and you can see just how different like Z's faith in Jesus was and like his. But other than that, I don't think he ever talked to anyone about that. And it's like, if you go to Jesus, like everything would be clearer, or at least it would help you with whatever you're feeling, because we've seen it with Matthew was conflicted before. He felt really bad. Like, I don't understand why you would give Simon a new name when he's like this to me. And he went to Jesus about those feelings. And when he apologized to Peter was conflicted. And even at that state, he went to Jesus. Like, late at night, he went to Jesus and asked him, how do you expect me to do this? He told him his feelings, and Jesus talked to him, and he came to the right conclusion and what is the right thing to do. But Judas does not do this. He doesn't go to Jesus. And so it's like, when he stole a little bit of money from there, it's like, that's where it starts. And then you're gonna start taking more money, and like, because here's the thing. It's his pride. It's like, I know business. I can make this bigger. I can make you the king. right? But he was not asked to do that. He was just asked to hold the purse. And yet he's trying to control things. He's getting frustrated because it's not going the way that he wants it to go. And I can see that. Like, I've done that so many times. Like, oh, it's my greatest sin, pride. It's like not relying on the Lord, but trying to take hold or take control of your own life, thinking you know better. That's exactly what's going on with Judas. And it's like, oh, dang, I wonder when Lazarus is gonna die. But I mean, this is episode 5, so I think we have 3 more episodes. I just want to watch all of them, but it's just been busy and I couldn't. But we'll go through it. We're not gonna rush, you know. We're gonna take it one episode at a time. And I feel like it's better because I can actually think about the episode and sit on the lessons that's in there, because like even just watching it one time, you don't absorb all of it. So it really helps. Like I rewatch it with my parents after I watch it here, so I get to watch it, and then I edit it so I get to watch it again, so I get to soak myself in that lesson, you know. But yeah, that's all from me for episode 5 of The Chosen season 4. Let me know what you thought of this episode down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.